Hello everyone, my name is Vaibhav Singh. I am Assistant Professor at Bansal Institute of Engineering and Technology, Lucknow. The subject I have chosen is Managerial Economics, and the topic we are covering in today's lecture is income elasticity of demand. The key issues that we will be covering in today's lecture are understanding the meaning of income elasticity of demand. You will learn how to measure the income elasticity, the nature of commodities, and how to differentiate between normal, luxury, and inferior goods. At the end of this lecture, I expect that you will understand the nature of the commodities and how a change in the income of the consumer affects the demand for a commodity. You will also be able to understand how strategic decisions can be effectively taken with the knowledge of income elasticity of demand. So what is income elasticity of demand? If we take a recap of previous lecture on price elasticity, so far we have been discussing about the change in demand as a result of a change in the price of the good. We found that the consumer's demand varies differently with respect to each product. A further insight on this can be derived by studying what happens when the consumer has a change in his income. When the consumer's income increases, assuming that prices remain constant, the capacity of the consumer to purchase that goods increases. We say that the real income of the consumer has increased. But when the real income increases, does the consumer buy more of this commodity? It depends on the nature of the product. In case of a luxury good, the demand increases, but if it is an inferior good, then the demand will decrease because the consumer will tend to more luxury goods instead of inferior goods. And in case of normal goods, the demand remains the same. Therefore, the measure of income elasticity of demand provides us the answer to these questions. It helps us to understand the nature of the commodity and how it is perceived by the consumer. Now coming to the definition, income elasticity of demand refers to the degree of responsiveness of demand to a change in the income level. From the definition, it follows that income elasticity of demand is a percentage change in demand divided by the percentage change in income. For example, a rise in consumer real income of 7% leads to a 9.5% rise in demand for pizza deliveries. The income elasticity of demand here is 9.5 divided by 7, that is equal to 1.36. Now since we have calculated the income elasticity of demand, we will understand what this 1.36 means. In the table, it is given that if the income elasticity coefficient is greater than 1, then it is a luxury good. If the value comes in between 0 and 1, then it is a normal good. And if the value is negative, then the good is an inferior good. So what does these types of goods mean? Let's have a look. The normal goods have a positive income elasticity of demand. Here, the demand is more or less the same as income rises, so it represents a necessary good because it is a basic need of a consumer. So whether their income rises or it gets low, the demand for normal goods more or less remains the same. Let's take an example. A 12% rise in income leads to a 3% increase in the demand for fresh vegetables. So the income elasticity of demand here is 0.25. See, the value is between 0 and 1, so it is a normal good. If we come to the luxury goods, we will see that luxury goods also have a positive income elasticity of demand. The percentage increase in demand is more than the percentage increase in income. For example, a 12% rise in income leads to a 15% increase in the demand for designer clothes. So here the income elasticity of demand for designer clothes is 1.25. Now you will notice that in the previous slide the income elasticity of demand for normal goods was 0.25. So that was the value between 0 and 1, and here the value 1.25 is more than 1. This is so because the luxury goods have income elasticity being greater than 1. Now coming to inferior goods. Inferior goods have negative income elasticity of demand. If with an increase in the income there is a decrease in the demand for the good, we refer to this as negative income elasticity of demand. The reason behind this is that when the income of the consumer increases, he finds it below his dignity to purchase some goods, and hence when his income increases, he prefers to consume less of the goods he used to purchase earlier, or opts for some other goods which according to him have a better position and are consumed by people belonging to the higher income group. So if we take an example of inferior goods, we see that a 12% rise in income leads to a 3% decrease in the demand for a bus travel. So here, since the demand for bus travel is decreasing, we will use -3 divided by 12. So the income elasticity of demand is -0.25. That means the value is below 0. That's why it is an inferior goods, because as the income is rising, the consumers tends more towards those products who have high value. Now in this table we will see different types of goods and their income elasticity. So basically in this table I have categorized different products or goods or services based on their income elasticity of demand. So in the luxury goods section you will find air travel, fine wines, luxury chocolates, private education, private healthcare, antique furniture, designer clothes, etc. Because as the income of the consumer increases, he attracts towards these products. He tends more to buy these products. And if we look at the normal goods like fresh vegetables, instant coffee, natural cheese, fruit juice, so these are the basic necessity of a consumer. So whether the income of a particular consumer increases or not, it doesn't affect his purchasing behavior of these normal goods. And if we see the inferior goods, so the income of that consumer plays a major role in determining that whether he will purchase this inferior good or not. Now after this lecture I have given you a small assessment. It will take around 15 minutes of time, and I expect that before coming to my class you must complete this assessment and submit it. Thank you.